Hi everyone, welcome to this tutorial on how to complete your English 101 assignment, which is to write an essay about a controversial topic. And specifically, we're here to learn how to evaluate and analyze the resources and citations that you find along the way. To do that, we're going to use what's called the CRAP test. And this is current, reliability, authority, accuracy, purpose, point of view. When you're looking at your references or your citations, the information that you come across as you're researching, you want to think about each of these criteria. How new is the information that you're looking at? How recent is it? If it's a website, can you tell when it was last updated? And with your topic in mind, is the information new enough? For example, if you're talking about geography, things might not change too rapidly, so an older article might be okay. But if you're talking about a current event or up-to-date science, you might want to think to find something more recent. All right, next is reliability. Is the resource mostly opinion? Is it balanced? Do you sense any kind of prejudice there? Are there citations available that you can look at? And can you verify the information that you find elsewhere? All right, moving on, authority, accuracy. Is there information there about the author? What is their authority? Do they have a PhD in the topic? Do they work for an organization that is known as an authority? Is the website of the organization known to be authoritative? Are there obvious errors or typos? Okay. And lastly, we have purpose, point of view. So is the content you're looking at, is it fact or is it opinion? Who is the intended audience? Do you see advertisements? And what is the purpose of the content? Are you being sold something? Are they just trying to inform you, entertain you, persuade you? And can you determine if the publisher has any kind of political, religious, ideological viewpoint that you might want to take in mind? All right, so we're going to go through a resource and we're going to work through these different steps together. All right. So I always recommend you start in your own library, in your online library, because you're going to find, you're going to have better luck finding more authoritative sources, things that pass the CRAP test. And more than likely, you're going to have access to this opposing viewpoints database. Okay. Great place to start, especially if you're going to do an assignment such as controversial topics. All right, I'm going to choose one here, genetic testing. So right off the bat, when we're thinking about genetic testing, anything health or science related, it's going to have a high bar when it comes to the C of the CRAP test, currency. Okay. So looking down here, we'll see it divides it up into different sections. And I'm just going to randomly choose one here. So this is a viewpoint, and this database kind of already does a lot of the work for you. That might not always be the case, though. But when you look here at the article itself, you have to actually read it and tell if you can see anything about the date that it might have been published. Okay. Here we see the article down here. We can see it's from 2019, so it's very new. So it's definitely current. And because we're dealing with a science topic, we definitely need it to be more current. Now we're going to talk about the R, which was reliability. So is it opinion? Well, in this case, it kind of is opinion. We're looking at a viewpoint. Okay, so like an opinion piece, an op-ed. So it is opinion. Can we verify any of the information? And we see here that we are lucky. We do have a link to another article where we can kind of verify through a third party the information, whether or not what we're looking at here is correct and accurate. Okay. Now we need to kind of determine if this author is coming from a particular point of view. Okay. And here we see this author, G. Gregory Haft. This person is a professor at a university in Australia. You know, that may or may not inform where they're coming from, what their point of view is. Okay. I don't see any advertisements here. Of course, we're in a database, so that's hardly ever the case. And we want to determine what it is that the author is trying to do. Are they selling us something, or are they just informing us? In this case, I think we're just being informed. Perhaps there's a little bit of an opinion that this author is trying to convince us. All right. Now, imagine that you don't have access to this database, or you just want to start off at Google, which many people do. So we're going to type in genetic testing. Okay. So when you're out in the wild west of the internet, you still need to go through those 4 criteria, CRAP, and determine what it is you're looking at. All right. So here we see a wide variety. There's .org websites, which is not the worst website. You know, it's an organization, not necessarily trying to sell you something. .gov means it's from the government. Again, usually those are more authoritative, more reliable, and have a higher accuracy. Okay. Now we see here 23andme.com, so definitely they're going to have a bias and a prejudice with the information that they're presenting you. Okay. So that's the general idea. Try to stick to library resources if you can. Get a good variety depending on what your assignment says. If we look here in this database, we've got academic journals, a great place to start, although they might be a little complicated. But you at least know that they're going to be very authoritative, and sometimes they'll have information about the authors there. All right, and they're peer-reviewed, which means that a group of experts have reviewed it and determined that it passes their muster. All right, we also see some websites here. These are curated websites, so generally speaking, they're going to be more authoritative. In the authority accuracy section of the CRAP test, they rate highly. They're websites that are known to be authoritative on the subject. All right, now we're going to go through our own exercise and see if we can analyze some citations ourselves. Thank you.